Alright, well, hello and welcome to part 3 of my TESO stumble through. Last time we had just finished off the tutorial area, and we're now in the starting area here on the ship. I'm going to show a couple of the UI screens here real quick. We'll focus on some of them in particular at a later point, but let's bring up something here. We'll start here with the inventory. And across the top you see we have inventory, and then your character screen, skills, quest journal, collections, map, group, contacts, guilds, alliance war, which is PvP, mail, and notifications. Inventory screen. There's a couple of things here let's go into real quick. Inventory shows not only your bag items here, and you see I have a grand total of 60 slots to start with. Also shows your character, things that you have equipped on your character, and spaces that are you have yet to be have something for. So let's real quick though look at the character stats. We have not actually spent any of our attribute points, and what to spend them on: magicka, health, stamina. Well, my personal philosophy, and there's a lot of number of videos on this kind of thing, how to spend the points, is to spend points basically in what you need. Spend points on health only enough so that you survive. You don't have to be at, end every fight at 90% plus health. For a sorceress, obviously, magicka is important. How many magicka abilities you can cast, and this will also depend upon what weapons you wield, whether they use magicka or stamina. So, and like it says here, sword, shield, axe, mace, bow, and dagger weapons are based on stamina. So, it depends what you're going to wield. If you're going to be, for example, anybody can wield anything. You'll see that in a moment here. You can be a sorcerer, as I am wielding a two-handed sword here, which is going to take stamina. Stamina-based damage. But she's going to be... I'm going to put her with a staff as soon as I can find one. So I'm actually going to spend my first 2 attribute points. I'm going to go ahead and put those towards magicka. And we'll see how that plays out. If I find I'm dying too frequently, I'll put a couple points into health as we go. You get 1 point per level. Let's commit those. Very good. And then it automatically takes you to your skill screen, so long as you have additional skill points to spend, which we do. We have 1. Yeah, so little time. And you get skill points, 1 for leveling. You can find sky shards, which will give you 1 point, skill point per 3 sky shards. You also can get them for turning in specific quests throughout the game. So there's quite a few. One thing to note here as far as the skills goes, there's a lot of skill lines. You have 3 for each of the classes. You have 1 for each of the weapon styles. You have 1 for each of the armor styles. You have 1 for world. You have 1 racial, and you have the 6 crafting skill lines. Something that doesn't show up here that you'll see later on is the Mage Guild, the Fighters Guild, and Legerdemain skill lines. Those will come probably by the time you're level 5. You'll see those. So there's a lot of areas that you can actually spend points in, including, as I say, the crafting. To start with, I wouldn't worry so much about most of these. To start with, you want to spend them in your class and 1 or 2 weapon skill lines, and perhaps an armor, depending. But to start with, maybe your class here, we'll go see. I had spent one on dark magic. We can go into Daedric summoning, and that's where we're going to be able to summon, excuse me, battle pets. And storm calling, which we have here, Mage's Fury. So I have, what do I have here? I've got 2 of those skills, and they're down on my bar. They usually suggest you try leveling up each of the skill lines evenly, of the class skill lines evenly. It's probably one of the best ways to try to do that. So we're going to take a Daedric summoning spell and get this unstable familiar. Unlock it. Yes. Okay, and we have him in 3. We're going to move this over to 5. Okay. So that was attributes and skills. Let's go ahead and we have spent all of our attribute points and skill points. Again, you can see, I can say you can go to your quest journal. You can read all these things. These are just little help screens. And so far we have 0 quests, amazingly enough. You'll also see your lore library. There's a lot of lore books available out here, and you can go through and look at those. There's many other books that you don't get credit for. Alright, let's get moving. Now, for the most part, you can go through objects here where it says search in whatever color that is, off-white. You can search them, you can get the items, and it's no problem. They're free. They're usually food related, and that's how you level the provisioning or cooking craft, which is kind of a pain because it will fill up your inventory before you even are aware of it. But once you get out of this, for example, in this place, you get off the ship, you're going to be stealing things. So that is Legerdemain skill line, and it's you have guards to contend with, things like that. Not a good idea to start it off too soon. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Let's pick up this quest here.
Ha! I was worried you'd never wake up. You slept all the way from Khenarthi's Roost, right through the hurricane. You don't remember? A Khajiit named Razumdar fished you out of the ocean. He paid me a small fortune to bring you here. We barely made it out of Khenarthi's Roost before the hurricane hit.
Huh.
He was headed to Eagle Strand, an old fort on Khenarthi's Roost. My ship won't return there for some time, but a bosun on the far dock can take you. Look for Sugar Claws.
Sugar Claws? Really? Okay, I'm gonna look for a kitty cat named Sugar Claws. And you can see my compass says that yes, Sugar Claws is in that direction. So we're out here, and as you can see we can steal these items. And that's what she's doing. We can go into stealth mode, and you get push. Oh, I'm detected. Anyway, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's see what other, if there are any other quests close by here. You can open up your map. You've got docks. There's your quest marker. Here's the market. There's a cooking fire for cooking. Hey, how about that? A merchant, guild traders, etc., etc. You can, let's see here. Here's your key for what these things mean. With these little icons, some of them are a little bit difficult to discern what they are. But usually, if an icon is dark, it means you have not visited that place yet. But that's not always the case. You can see the stables. I haven't been up there, and that's filled in as white. Yeah, so anyway, we'll come back and we will check some of this stuff out. We'll go up to the bank and all that kind of business. But let's get some action going here. Try it out.
Doesn't seem like I'm getting much done here.
Okay.
What is it? Is this about the fish? I took what I paid for. Never mind. What do you want?
Cats and fish.
Good. I have business on Khenarthi's Roost. Passage is free. The inspectors won't be looking for two of us. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so I guess we're going to travel to Khenarthi's Roost. We don't really, at this point in time, we have a fair amount of inventory space because there's no bank on Khenarthi's Roost. We'll have to travel back here to deposit anything in the bank, make use of that. So we're going to go ahead and do it. So, yes, not
What
click.
is it? Is this about the fish?
I do.
Good.
I'm ready to go.
I have business on Khenarthi.
Here we are. Khenarthi's Roost. One of the starting areas, apparently. And that's a person, level 6. Let's see here. I'm looking for Razumdar. Oops. As we stumble over the blocks here. Okay, here we go. We have discovered Eagle's Strand.
We need your face to become familiar, so your presence won't be questioned. Come, stay by my side. This one so you fall from thin air. Pop, drop, splash. Roz would have tried for a backflip, but under the circumstances, this one is most impressed.
What are you talking about?
Razumdar is here on a mission of some delicacy. This one did not know how your presence here would change it, but honestly, Raz is glad you returned. You may be just what he needs.
Mm-hmm.
First, a question. Where did you come from?
Yeah.
If you landed 5 paces north, you'd have squashed a rat, slipped on its guts, and cracked your head on a signal drum. The whole island would have known of your arrival. So where did you come from, truly? A Daedric prince, you say? Raz has a nose for lies, but you seem clean as an ocean breeze. If anyone else asks you, where will you say you came from?
I think I'm going to tell the truth.
My, you're a focused one, aren't you? It is good to be focused, but it is also good right now to fit in. Your sudden arrival, it does not fit in. You understand?
Yeah.
You should not. You should trust your instincts. Leave if you wish. No one will stop you. Or come with Raz and do what you can to help us recover. In the process, grow your stature and wealth. It is entirely up to you. Because you are no soldier, which is useful. You can speak with the locals, assure them we are not invaders or marauders. Now come, let us try to fit in.
I suppose. Whoa. There he goes.
Commander Karen, a moment. This recruit survived the shipwreck without injuries. You mentioned something about the Shattered Shoals, yes?
Glad you're up and about, recruit. I'm in need of a scout to head to Shattered Shoals. Most of our fleet foundered to the west. but we've had few survivors trickle in from that direction.
Yeah, and what?
We captured a sea viper spying on the camp. Those pirates never travel alone. Find out if they're around Shattered Shoals, and if so, what they're doing on this island. Of course, you should assist any shipwreck survivors you find. We must each do our part.
Oh, yes, of course. I will. I shall, indeed.
Before you head to Shattered Shoals, speak with Eelsil. He just returned from exploring a nearby temple. That wizard claims to know something about everything, so he may have insight on how these sea vipers operate.
Righto.
Eelsil
Yes.
is this way.
He's... oh, there he goes. He's off again. Oh, the sun is setting.
This recruit wishes to speak with you.
Marvelous, isn't it? We'll have to construct a special room for the Morning Stone when we bring it back to the Mages Guild. I'm sorry, did you need something?
Yes?
Yes. The Temple of the Morning Springs is an old Khajiit ruin not far from here. We excavated the Morning Stone from one of the chambers. As you can see, its supply of water appears endless.
Fascinating.
What do you mean, pirates? In an ancient Khajiit temple? Preposterous! All we saw were the undead warriors that overran our camp.
Okay.
I have no idea. Actually, I have 12 ideas, but they're far less fascinating than the Morning Stone. Probably some sort of ancient curse. It usually is with these things. Arrogant sea elf pirates. To my recollection, they aren't known to raid Khenarthi's Roost. Oh, and they have a thing for snakes. But I'm sure we both have more important matters to attend. If you'd excuse me?
We should speak privately. Before you depart, let's meet by the statues north of camp.
The statues north of camp. Okie dokie then. Somebody give me a staff. Can I get a staff here, please? Pressing shift to sprint. Whoops, here he is.
Hail.
Hail. Oh, hail.
There, you see? You fit in and no one will stop you from walking away. But as this one said, there are opportunities here for people that fall from the sky. Eelsil is most impressed with his newest bubble. But the undead are a threat to all of Khenarthi's Roost. If you want to, you could search the Temple of the Morning Springs, determine how to contain the dead there. Then the locals should see we came here as allies, not conquerors.
Okie doke.
Khenarthi told you how the hurricane dashed the fleet into Khenarthi's Roost. Now the sea vipers are picking at the bones of our ships. Strange, yes? You could scout the coast, as the commander said. Prove yourself to the soldiers.
And you?
Oh, there's far less glamorous work to be done in Mistral, at the northern end of the island. Let's meet up there, after you've done what you decide to do. Until then, bright moons guide your steps.
Okie dokie. Yes. So, we have a lot of things on the compass here. Let's take a look at the map. And zoom out a little bit. There is our quest marker. Sea Vipers. There is a way shrine. These things help you move around quickly if you are so inclined to spend the money. And there's Temple of the Crescent Moons. Alright then. So we use up our stamina by running, and that sure doesn't last very long at this level. Level 3. Let's see where we're at. Got a ways to go. Now, one can, in this game, as I mentioned, wield any weapon that you want, regardless of what you are, your race or class. You can also pursue any and all crafting professions. As I mentioned, gathering you can actually gather the butterflies if you wish. What was I going to say though? Gathering, I'm not going to do much gathering here because it'll fill up your inventory pretty quickly, especially in the beginning, unless you focus on one or two specific crafting professions, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll get a couple levels on us here. And I'm going to try and do what I can to... Oops. Okay, that was very poor. When targeted by the status effect, the appearance of your health, stamina, magic bars change when there's a status effect on you. Okay, so as I say, I am going to run through. Run through the crafting at some point later.
Can any of you hear me? Where are you?
Yes, I can hear you. Hang on a second. I just want to do a little bit more. I'm going to. Oh, there's one right here. How about that? Okay. Yeah, we run out of magic pretty damn quick, as a matter of fact.
You there? Have you seen my squad?
Squad?
We were all on a little Alkosh, part of the Dominion fleet sailing for Khenarthi's Roost. Then a hurricane blew up out of nowhere. Sails tore, hulls cracked, and we were thrown into the ocean. I ended up here. I can't find the rest of my squad. I thought I heard one of them calling out, but the ocean twists up sounds. If they're wounded or pinned down, could you keep an eye out for my soldiers? They answer to Edalus, Onglon, and Nistel. Two of us can cover more ground.
Right, but...
I'm sure my squad made it to shore alive. Dominion Marines constantly defy the sea's attempts to drown us. But hurricanes are another matter. I fear my squad is banged up worse than I am.
Okay, and their
Our
wounds?
ship's hold was packed full of an old Bosmer healing remedy. The labels say torchbug treacle, but Marines call it glow juice. The wreck scattered bottles across the beach must be what brought out the Aelids.
Aelids?
Squat creatures made of teeth, claws, and endless hunger. I've heard their cries up and down the beach since I came to. Their sweet tooth is bigger than their walnut brains. I saw one of the stupid things swallow a whole bottle of glow juice. Good luck. Do me a favor. If you find them before I do, tell them the ocean hasn't killed me yet.
Yes, and undoubtedly I will, as a matter of fact. Alrighty then. Well, this has been fun. Actually, it's probably been a little bit boring because we did a lot of admin and a lot of talking this last time. But for next time, next episode, we will pick up right here. I'm not going to go anywhere. And we will see what we can do to get some quests done and keep on leveling, keep on trucking. So, appreciate your watching and paying attention. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great time in whatever games you're participating in, and I will see you next time.